Neither pair willing to just lift the shuttle, looking for drives, looking for flat pushes. Soon as the lift came, that's when they were in trouble.
Just a little word of instruction or maybe encouragement from Joachim Fischer.
Oh, beautiful drop shot, perfect placement.
No wonder she gets the high fives. Dissecting the Danes. Yeah, both of them thought the other was going to go. Very, very clever play from Zhao Yunlei. How on earth did he get that back?
Well, Joachim Fischer looking up towards the lights yet again.
There was a defensive shot early on in that rally from Zhang. He was absolutely superb. It's a good serve. Skimming flat over the nets. Now a 4-point cushion.
Flick serve is long. There's a drift in this arena.
Shuttle flying faster, coming towards the Chinese end of the court.
Yeah, it's a super return of serve set up the rally. Found that mid-court area.
Just a downward little tap. Look at that. Towards the tram line, getting it past Zhao Yunlei. Shuttle still landing in front of Zhang. Yeah, he's pleased with his partner, and so he should be. 3 points away from this opening game. Now just the 2 required.
Oh, good defense. Well, until that final smash, Chinese pair had just cut Christinna Pedersen out of that rally. Realising just how good she is at the front of the court, they just kept the shuttle away from her.
Service over, 15-19.
That's gone long.
Well, it's a real testament to both these pairs and their quality of their women on court, because at the moment it's really been a battle of the two men. And I think the problem for Zhao Yunlei there, it was the first opportunity she'd had to intercept at the net for quite a number of rallies, and so desperate to want to try and play the winner that she hit it long, or maybe just a little surprised that in fact eventually she did get the opportunity to intercept. Whatever the reason for the error, it means that the defending champions from Denmark have 5 game points. And he needed the one, another good serve. 21-15. Just 19 minutes for that opening game. And the defending champions are looking very sharp indeed. Carrying on from where they left off last night with their superb semi-final victory over the second-ranked Chinese pair, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin. And tactically, they're playing so well. And their reward, 1 game up in the final, 21-15. You are the coach. Head coach to the Danish team. Well, these two burst onto the world stage. New wristband required for Joachim Fischer. Chinese combination Zhang and Zhao Yunlei formed their partnership last year and won the All England Championships as qualifiers.
Second game, love all, play.
Well, the Danes 1 game to the good, 21-15. Oh dear, service fault called. Racket not pointing in a downward direction. Well, the umpire saying not allowed to have a word with the service judge. Oof, well, didn't think that was racket head high. If anything, it was above the waist. Once again, Pedersen at the net. Well, she's always been a good front court player, but I have to say, in the last 6 months or so, I think she's got even better. Yeah. There's the confusion this time between the two Chinese players. It's such a good tactics in doubles. play in between your two opponents. They both think that the other is going to go for it. Causes confusion, sometimes a clash of rackets, and quite often an error.
That's such a good return. Not fooled by the flick serve at all.
A little puzzled expression on Joachim Fischer's face there. Look at that movement and direction of her smash. Quite brilliant. Oh, that's wide. There's not only a lengthwise drift in this arena, there's also a sideways drift. So as we look down on the court, the shuttle is flying. Well, I'll explain it when we see it in a moment. Here we are. Shuttle will fly faster from the right, going towards the left as we look down on the court. And also flies a little bit faster coming towards us. Yep, well, there's the drift coming into play again. Shuttle taken out because of the drift from right to left. Good low serve. Yeah, there's the drift again.
Service over, 5, 6.
Oh, that is brilliant. What a backhand. How did he find that angle?
Virtually no backswing of that racket, certainly no follow through. How he generated that power is beyond me.
Service over, 7, 6.
Defensively, she's also improved, Pedersen. Now blocking the shuttle and immediately moving forward. And here she goes.
Just guiding the shuttle into the open space. Much better than trying to drive the shuttle back to the rear of the court. Yeah, there's little signs to me that perhaps the Chinese pair just beginning to get a little bit dispirited. One or two unforced errors that you wouldn't expect from the world champions.
Well left. He was in position. Big smile as he turns and points to his partner. Yep, that was a good shot.
Well, look at the contrast between the two pairs, the smiling between the two Danes, very happy with the situation at the moment. Stark contrast to the body language between the two Chinese players. Well, 5 straight points from 6-all. And a 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Well, they've won every time they've played against the world champions in the 4 previous occasions, but every time they've beaten them, they've needed 3 games to do it. And I don't write the Chinese off quite yet. Dignitaries and VIPs enjoying this match.
11-6 late.
The Chinese pair needed that, needed to stop that run.
7-11.
Yeah, that's a problem for her. Yeah, a little shake of the head and she's shadowing the shot. Should have brought the racket head over. Yep, you're right. Because when you're hitting with the drift, anything flat is going to go long of that back line. Well, the indecision. It was a very good flick serve. Zhang was game to leave it. Then decides he's got to play it. Yeah, the Chinese pair need to get themselves sorted out because at the moment they're in disarray. Yeah, that will certainly help their cause. Yeah. Beginning to get a little more involved at the front of the court, Zhao Yunlei. That was a super shot. And then in contrast, Pedersen just pushed off that net, pushed back in court a little bit. A metre further back, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah, good placement of the smash from Zhang. Saw that Joachim Fischer was waiting, committed to his backhand defence, hit it down his forehand side. Well, they've halved the 6-point deficit. Now only 3 points in it. Now only 2 points in it.
11-13.
Well, I said we shouldn't write them off. Don't become world champions unless you're real fighters.
On the back level, 6 straight points.
13,
Yeah, and look how the body language is shifting. All.
And in fact into the lead. 7 straight points.
14,
Well, I'm thinking back to the semi-final last night involving the Danes when they had a run of 8 straight points. And that run of points really was the deciding factor in the match. Yeah, well, at long last, they stopped the run. It'd be interesting to see how they deal with being on the receiving end of such a run of points. Of course, yesterday in their semi-final, the Danes very much to their advantage.
Good rally. Yeah, it's a good smash too. Well, world champions now very much able to get themselves on the attack. For so long of the match so far, they've been forced to defend. Of the last 10 points have gone the Chinese players' way. This is a huge point coming up. Crucial for both pairs. Yeah, well, she wasn't missing those in the opening game. Perhaps a sign of the nerves. Always landed in. Yeah, he could have played it. He takes his racket out of the way, believing it's going to go long, but it was clearly in. It could be a costly misjudgment. Yeah, great attacking play by the world champions. Desperation defence. Oh, the serve is wide of the centre line. What a time to make a service error. Oh, nerves getting to everyone. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. A full stretch. Zhang just guiding the shuttle across court.
Service over. 19-17.
Not only the ability to play the shot, but also the vision to see that's where the gap was, because he was under pressure. Three game points now for the world champions. Well, it's always been to 3 games before in all their previous encounters. And it's gone to 3 games again here in the Hong Kong Open final. 21-17, and after 40 minutes of play, it's 1 game all. Well, they looked down and out, didn't they? It's 7-13 adrift. What a great comeback. And that's 1 of points. Extraordinary. 1 game all. And the points from 7-13. 7 straight points. You go 14-13 up. And then in total 9 of the next 10 rallies. Head coach Lee Yongbo there with the black hat on. Well, he'll be very relieved that his pair have taken that second game, because at one stage it didn't look as if they had a hope. Well, 1 game all. 7-13 down. World champions. And then won 9 of the next 10 points. What a comeback. What a final.
Final game. Level play.
Third and final game. Who's got the nerve? Well, certainly the momentum is with the world champions. Having taken that second game. And as far as the Danes are concerned, I think they've just got to try and put out of their minds that they had such a lead, such an advantage. And that advantage was whittled away and broken down. Yeah, the serve, I think, was going to go wide of the centre line. A call from Joachim Fischer, but the call was a little late. No time for Pedersen to get a racket out of the way. Yeah, he's certainly fired up, isn't he, Joachim Fischer? It's just as much a psychological battle at this elite end of sport as it is physical capabilities. Yeah, so intense, giving it all, launching himself towards the net. Gone wide. It was this Hong Kong Open last year that really marked the comeback of Joachim Fischer. This was their only title of 2010, winning here in Hong Kong. Because, of course, he'd missed 8 months at the beginning of the year because of knee surgery. Another one's gone well wide. Well, I noticed in the opening game there was an awful lot of flat pushes from the Danes down the forehand wing of Zhang. Trying it again in that rally. Oh, it's gone wide. Goodness me. Did well defensively, did Pedersen. Yeah, Zhao Yunlei can't believe that she missed the open court. Look, Pedersen is so far back in court. There was a huge gap at the front, and every time that Joachim Fischer is pleased with his partner, he turns and points at her as if to say, well done, that's what I want you to do. Good return of serve. Yeah, good return. Those are the sort of little dinky shots that she was playing in the opening game to such effect. Just take the shuttle early. No real pace on the shuttle, just get it going in a steep downward direction. Gone long. That's a good return too.
7-5.
Two pairs matching each other, point for point. Oh, dear me. Well, Zhang had returned serve so well last time that Joachim Fischer served at him. Just feeling the pressure, the need to get the serve as tight as possible to the net, and therefore made the error. Yeah, the frustration from Zhang. He knows that there's a drift there, but he didn't take that into account when playing the shot. Oh, it's just wide. Good judgment. It was the right idea. Try and play it cross court, and look how Pedersen had moved forward to the net. It's 1 game all, 8 all. The ball and the low serve is short. Did well to get out of the way. Yeah, very good judgment. Well, I thought at the start of the match it'd be a real battle between the two women. And to be honest, I think both pairs have got so much respect for the woman on the opposite side of the net that they're just desperately trying to play it away from them the whole time. Joachim Fischer is struggling with his serve when he's serving to Zhang. Good anticipation from Zhang. 10 all. Well, it is the defending champions who have the psychological advantage and a 1-point advantage as they change ends here in this deciding game. It's a real lesson in How to get yourself ready, rack it up ready after every shot, looking to be positive.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Yeah, Lars Uar always involves his players in the discussion, never just tells them what to do, always asks questions, gets their feedback.
Play.
A real clash of rackets between the two Danes. There's a couple of times that Zhao Yunlei has just snatched at the shuttle. So desperate to try and make the difference, make the winning shot. Nice play. Good rally. Great athletic ability from Zhang. That shot there, playing it cross court, around the head shots. Great agility. 12 all. Unbelievable. What a super rally. It's all a question of who can get on the attack, because in that rally, the attacking formation there of the Chinese pair, my goodness, it takes 3 or 4 or maybe even more downward shots to actually break down the defence, but eventually it will happen. Yeah, and as soon as the Danes are on the attack, they win the rally. Serve. Double hit by the Danes. And the crowd around me weren't quite sure what was happening, what the fault was. Gone wide. Points for points. It really will come down to who's got the nerve and who's got the character to control the nerves.
Now, what's he going to do? He's been struggling with his serve to Zhang. Yeah, struggling again.
Service over 15-14.
Not getting any advantage with the flick serve. Zhang reading that very well indeed. Well, I think Zhang actually tried to get out of the way of that. But just couldn't really react in time.
Service over 15-all.
Well, she was made to serve a second time because Zhao Yunlei said she wasn't ready. And now it's the Danes who go back into the lead. Well, it wasn't a bad serve, but the return pushed down the left-hander's backhand side. That's what did the damage. Exactly an hour. This final has been in progress. And the lead changes hands once more. Two-point cushion now for the world champions.
13-16.
And again, a record their first ever victory over the Danes. Just 3 points away from achieving that. A very, very well-worked rally. They weathered the storm, the Danes, initially. And then it was the lift deep into the backhand corner. This is the one that did the damage. Short clear, and therefore the opportunity to play the winning smash. Return. A little clenched fist from Zhao Yunlei.
19-17.
2 points away from the title.
desperately, desperately
20.
trying to keep on the attack, but perhaps Joachim Fischer would have been better to leave that for Christinna Pedersen. But that's all academic now, because it means that there are 3 match points for the world champions. And they've done it. What a remarkable comeback. They were again and 7-13 down. Looked as if they were down and out, but the world champions have reversed the result of the final of the Hong Kong Open a year ago. Zhang and Zhao Yunlei record their first ever victory over Joachim Fischer Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen, their 5th attempt to beat the Danes, and today in Hong Kong they finally achieved it. 15-21, 21-17, 21-17 in an hour and 4 minutes. Well, what a way to get us off on finals day. What a super match. But really, that run from 7-13 down, where the world champions won 9 of the next 10 points, that really was the decisive passage of play. All the players, the winners, are going to be interviewed on court for our host broadcasters.
恭喜张雷跟张兰、张云雷，你们是第一对，今天在决赛的日子能够夺得冠军。那其实你们觉得那个转捩点在哪里呢？在第2局不是打到平手13平，那时候我们觉得不知道有没有机会能够攀回来，你们怎么看法？
我觉得主要还是我们从第2局后面战术用的比较对吧，然后通过教练的指导，然后自己把思路就是整理得更清楚一点，不像第1局说上来就思路不是很清楚。
是不是第一队上场，所以会一来的时候会有点紧张呢？
稍微会有一点吧，因为有很多观众给我们加油，所以打到第2局的时候虽然落後了，但是我感覺現場這麼多中國人為我們加油，我覺得我們中國人不能輸。
哇！要為佢哋鼓掌啊！因為多謝你哋嘅加油打氣啊！那麼在今年你們3次、4次都輸在他們手裡，這一次能夠攀回來贏他們，是什麼感覺呢？
我覺得比較正常吧，然後也不會說有太興奮啊這種。
觀眾是不是應該為他們再打氣，讓他們興奮一點啊？謝謝你們，謝謝。
Well, obviously delighted to have won that final. The 6th title of the year for Zhang and Zhao Yunlei. Well, they keep their record going because every single final that they've reached in 2011, the world champions have won. We'll have a prize presentation coming up in just a moment. There you can see the fans here at the Coliseum. Players are invited to step forward.
Executive of Bank of China, Hong Kong. Mixed doubles of YONEX Sunrise Hong Kong Open 2011, part of Ocean BWF World Super Series. YONEX Sunrise 2011年度香港羽毛球錦標賽歐城世界羽聯世界超級聯賽系列混合雙打 Runner-up Joachim Fischer, Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen.
Joachim Fischer, Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen in their 6th final of the year. They came here as defending champions. They weren't seeded to get through to the final, had a marvellous semi-final victory over the world #2 ranked pair yesterday. But the world champions were a step too far for them because Zhang and Zhao Yunlei take their 6th title of the year.
First of all, we have Dr. Zhang to present the medals.
So the medals, first of all, to Christinna Pedersen and Joachim Fischer Nielsen. Well, it wasn't to be an early birthday present, was it? He's going to turn 33 next Wednesday. But for Zhang, just 21 years of age. Shudder to think how many more finals he could be in and how many more titles he could win. Same applies for Zhao Yunlei. She has another chance of another title later this afternoon because she's in the women's doubles. But for Zhang and Zhao Yunlei, their 6th title of 2011. The medals, the trophies.
Thank you, Mr. Sir. Now we're going to be contributed by Mr. Joachim to present the bouquets.
So just to remind you, of course, that we've got 4 more finals to come. Men's singles will be up next, then women's singles, women's doubles, and men's doubles last of all. Our title sponsor, Joachim. Yeah, it's a big arena, isn't it? Some of the fans brought their binoculars. Well, I think it was clear for all to see that was the most magnificent final to get us underway here on finals day at the YONEX Sunrise Hong Kong Open 2011. Some lucky fans going to get a very nice bouquet of flowers. So men's singles final will be coming up shortly. The current world champion, Lin Dan of China, against the former world champion, his teammate, Chen Jin.
The second matchup today is men's singles.
So to the second of our finals here this afternoon, and it's men's singles. It's an all-Chinese affair. The current world champion Lin Dan, who was the #3 seed at the start of the week, up against the #5 seed, the former world champion Chen Jin. And of course you can see that Lin Dan, the world and Olympic champion, defeated the world #1 Li Chongwei in 2 straight games in the semi-finals. But let me draw your attention also to the quarterfinals and 2 Indian players. A real resurgence of Indian badminton under the guidance of Pullela Gopichand. So our court officials, Greg Vellacott of Australia and Daniel Law from Hong Kong. So to the reigning
world and Olympic champion. 4 times he's won a gold medal at the World Championships. 4 times he's won this title in Hong Kong. And today is appearing in his 6th final at the Hong Kong Open. Only time he's been in the final and he failed to win was in 2008. And he was beaten by this man, Chen Jin. The Olympic bronze medalist from Beijing, Chen Jin. World champion, though, in Paris last year. Well, Lindan just indicating to the umpire that he's won the toss, he wishes to serve. I have to say, I don't understand why players do that nowadays. Always a difference in end. Whatever stadium we're in, there's always a slight difference. And of course, under the old scoring system, you could only score a point when you were serving, and therefore it was an advantage to serve because you immediately had the opportunity to score points. That's no longer the case because there's a point per rally. So the world number 3, and look at his win-loss record for the year, 53 and 5, and that translates into 6 previous finals, winning 4 titles: Korea, Germany Grand Prix, Asian Badminton Championships, and of course those World Championships as well. Well, his path through to today's final, his toughest match was actually in the first round against Kashyap Parupalli. Dropped the opening game before coming back 21-17, 21-14 in an hour and 7 minutes. But of course, the semi-final yesterday against Lee Chongwei, who was the 2-time defending champion. Lee Chongwei has won the Hong Kong Open for the past 2 years. But he was 3-9 down in that opening game and then 7-11 down before winning 6 straight points to win in 2 straight games. So to his opponent, Chen Jin, the 25-year-old from Hubei province. Seeded 5. 3 finals this year prior to this, but only 1 title. That was in Singapore. And he was supposed to play his opponent of today in that Singapore Open final. And Lindan unable to play because of what was described as gastric flu. So, like Lindan, his toughest match was in the first round against Hong Kong's very own Hu Yun. Dropped the opening game. And in fact was way down in the second. He was 13-17 down in that second game before winning 7 straight points to go 20-17 up. Well, last meeting was in the French Open. Head-to-head is actually 13-5 because one of the matches down in that head-to-head list, the Asian Badminton Championships, is listed twice. So that's actually the 19th meeting between the 2 of them. And that quarter-final in France. As we look at our match officials, I can tell you that Lindan dropped the opening game 11-21 and was actually booed by the fans in Paris because it appeared to the fans that wasn't playing his normal sort of style of play, and reacted to the crowd's displeasure by promptly winning the second and third games. So the men's singles final. The world and Olympic champion. Far side of the court, the left-hander. against the former world champion Chen Jin. 5 Hong Kong Open titles between the two of them. And just one for this man, 2008. This man, Lin Dan, won his titles in 2003, 2005, 6 and 7. A year ago, the Hong Kong Open, Lin Dan pulled out at the quarterfinal stage. Didn't even take to the court. Well, Chen Jin yesterday evening playing against the world number 2, his teammate Chen Long, had the easiest match he's had so far in the tournament. His first round match, which went to 3 games against Hu Yun, was 57 minutes. Second round against Jan Jorgensen was 45 minutes. Against Peter Gader, the winner of the Hong Kong Open 14 years ago, in 1997, the veteran Dane still playing some great badminton, but that was 2 games, 55 minutes. And then Chen Jin yesterday in his semi-final against Chen Long, who's been in great form recently. Whole match was over in just 32 minutes. Now, I noticed yesterday in Lin Dan's semi-final against Lee Chongwei that his left knee heavily bandaged. No sign of it today. That's a gifted point. Nicely done. Finds the line. Well, I think Greg Velicott of Australia, the umpire, just saying to Lin Dan, don't try and influence the line judges. That's the sort of shot we expect from Lin Dan. The injection of pace. Taking it early at the nets. Very positive and aggressive in his style yesterday against world number 1 Lee Chong-wei. And he's missed it. Serve. And now a gifted point from Chen Jin. That means that Lin Dan has a 2-point advantage at mid-game interval. And of course, both players from China, and therefore no coaching staff involved. Back to the good old days when the coaches just coached prior to the match and helped in the preparation. And then it's down to the athletes themselves. Well, after the excitement and intensity of that mixed doubles final, this men's singles yet to really ignite. The body smash there from Chen Jin used to great effect. It's amazing that he's already up to number 5 in the world rankings when you consider that for the Sudirman Cup in May earlier this year, played in Qingdao in China, didn't even make the squad. Wasn't good enough to be part of the squad, let alone the team. Yet to really see a long extended rally. This is better. Yeah. Smash down the forehand side. Second one goes down the backhand. And push deep into the forehand corner. Defensive errors like that yesterday against Lee Chong-wei. Lin Dan's defence was absolutely superb, and I think that's what contributed to his victory. Because I
think Lee Chong-wei started to get frustrated that so many of his shots that he was expecting to be winners were not just coming back, they were coming back with interest. Oh, that was going well wide. That's super. It's these winning shots, the capability to hit winners, that makes Lin Dan so special. Chen Jin, in contrast, more of a worker on court, relies on wearing down his opponents. Don't think that's going to happen today against Lin Dan. Well wide. 8 game points for Lin Dan. Only needed the one. 21-12 in just 13 minutes. Well, different class, to be honest. Lin Dan in that opening game against Chen Jin. And when you witness an opening game like that, it's hard to understand how Chen Jin has ever beaten Lin Dan, because Lin Dan just has so many more shots, so many more winners, and so faster on court. There's the confirmation of the opening game, 21-12. So the players return to court.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
4 times world champion, 4 times All England champion, having been in 6 consecutive finals. Winner of 44 career titles, but only 13 Super Series. Lin Dan, phenomenal athlete. 1 game to the good, 21-12. against teammate Chen Jin. Oh, that's landed well in. Well, Lin Dan had guessed correctly, knew which side the smash was going to come. Goodness me, what on earth? Hit the blue carpet surrounding the court. Not even close. No, that's better. So far strewn with errors from both men. There's another. Of course, when two players from the same nation play against each other, they'll know each other's games very well indeed, train together on a daily basis. Hesitation there from Lin Dan. We talked about the drift during the mixed doubles final. We look down on the court, drift going from right to left and also coming faster, coming towards us. Turning to play the high backhand and didn't take it particularly high.
just wide. Yeah, that's the drift coming into play. Shuttle going faster, going towards Lindan, going long of that back line. Dear me. Well, here we are halfway through the second game. The entire match has been in